Just really neat. Hey, Pete. Do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let's go. I'm good at this. Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I have 5 orders going out today for a total of around $370. This has been a fantastic month so far. The only issue with it is this is exactly what happened last January. I took a little time off in the holidays. I came back strong, started listing heavily, listing all the higher end stuff I had sitting around. And then if that stuff sells off, if you're not replacing that with other high end stuff, then your store price per item drops significantly. So I went out sourcing today. I did not find anything super extravagant. Might as well go over it. It's only a couple things, but I am struggling to continuously source high-end items. So I really need to figure that out. I'm probably going to start looking into possibly online auctions. The only issue is because of where I live, I can't just buy them from an auction house and then go pick them up. I'd have to actually have something shipped to me. So I not only have to have high enough price that it's worth my trouble, cheap enough on that item that I can afford the shipping to get it to me, and then still make money, plus the time and the effort and all that. So it's not as easy as, oh yeah, online auctions. If you can't go pick up the items from the auction house, you still have to pay for the shipping, and there goes some of your profits or a lot of your profits. But we'll figure that out. And the we, I mean me. So the few things I got, a 3-pack of cone-shaped silicone molds. I've sold these exact same ones before. I got 3 of them for $4. I should get about $12 free shipping for each. These $2.39 for each of them, but these are your what is this brand called? Food Saver vacuum containers. And those, I was surprised. It was, I think for this big one was 30 bucks. Smaller ones, it was 15, 20 a piece. So I will definitely be looking out for those. This picked up from my house. You don't need to know about that. Wooden salt and pepper shaker. Didn't pay too much. $2.39 for the set. I want to say this brand, what was it? Old Thompson. This exact set I think was 20 bucks, 25 bucks, somewhere in that range. So like I said, no home runs. I found another anchor hocking Princess Diamond print in the blue, also in great condition. I'll probably hit up my cousin first because she's collecting these and give her first dibs, and I got a feeling she's gonna go for it. So we'll see how that goes. And then at the Salvation Army, I got a set of Cardinal Vintage dominoes, 9 dominoes, the nice, what is that? It's not ceramic. I'm not sure what these are made out of, but the nicer dominoes. I got a pack at Salvation Army, and then I went to Goodwill, and I got a pack there. I paid $2.39 for these ones and $3.99 for these ones, and the only reason I bought these ones because I already had these. Then you add those prices together, divide it by 2, and it's a okay price. Whereas the $3.99 I probably would have passed, but because I have 2 sets now, in my mind that means that price is divided by the 2 sets because they're literally the exact same, except I think the one are black and the other are multicolor. And then I picked up this bag of, some of them are Tommy brand, but the rest are Little People. And I've sold these individually before. You get $3, $4 plus shipping, depending on which one. And there's a whole bag of them. So that's pretty good. And then this, I thought was neat. This is a crystal, and I think it's a paperweight, but it's from Magic Crystal for Men. And it's a, I think, 58 Corvette. Sold comps were very sparse, and I checked Terapeak, and sold comps on Terapeak were around 30 bucks plus shipping, and I paid $4 for it. But the current listed ones like this are listed for $75, $100. So I don't know if that's the actual market or if just the people that list them are crazy, which is a thing. Sometimes people just pick random numbers and put them up for sale. I don't know what they're doing. It's got to be hobbyists, because it's not going to sell. It's just going to sit there. It's just going to frustrate you. I don't have to know why they do that. It's not my store. Theirs aren't going to sell, and mine is, because I'll price it reasonably. And then only other thing before I get to polling is I'll post a picture of it, but I just listed, oh, you can't even see it, but it's a Coleman camp oven. And it collapses, and then you unfold it, and then you put it on top of your Coleman camp stove, and it's a little oven, copper front with you'll have seen the picture at this point. I just thought it was super cool, but paid $5 for that, and it's been sitting in my car for 3 months probably, and I just listed it for, I think, $65. So don't let inventory sit around. Just list it. Don't be silly like me. Just list the things. They don't sell sitting in your car. Okay, so first thing going out on A6 is a vintage, better made potato chip, 1 pound tin, can, whatever you want to call it. Collector tin. And they do make, there are various versions of this, but this is like the original vintage antique. I listed it. There was only one other listed. I listed mine a little cheaper, and then hour after I listed it, somebody sent me an offer. I countered, and I took $34.99 plus shipping. And I've never talked about it because there's some hard feelings involved, but before I did this job, I owned a better made potato chip route. That was my previous employment, because it's like owning when you own a Little Debbie route or a Lay's potato chips or whatever, it's kind of like owning a franchise. Yes, there are rules. Yes, there are guidelines, but it's your business, and they make a fantastic chip, high quality, great chip, low quality company. And that's as far as that story is going to go. Next up on B3A is a original OEM B3A. That's here. It's the cord to the Farberware 450A, I think is the one it came off of. But the cords, at least, are universal across all of the different varieties. So now I am up to about $75 of those spare parts that I had sitting around because I didn't want to list the whole thing. So to steal from Commonwealth Picker, when in doubt, part it out. And then I don't consume a lot of eBay, YouTube anymore. Just, I don't have a lot of time. And then when you're producing content, it becomes a little monotonous and stuff like that, at least for me. But I actually watched the episode of Commonwealth Picker the other day, and it made me a little sad because he said he wasn't going to sell. He had for years been selling the marbles to the Mousetrap game, and he said he ran out and he's not going to do it anymore. I was like, oh man, I need other people out there selling the cheap things, so I'm not the only one being made fun of. And then next up, here's the good one, and most of you will recognize it because it was the What's That Worth vintage Stereo Audio Technics SU7700. And I took an offer because technically this was on commission from my father, and so it was his decision to make, but still $299.99 plus shipping. And I think that's going to the West Coast, so they paid a decent amount of shipping for that one. But that's great. That was listed a couple days, and that's what I'm saying. I'm listing this high-end stuff, but it's selling immediately. I guess that's the upside of high-end desirable goods, is they don't stick around for long. You know, that's the point, isn't to have a lot of dollars in your store, so I guess that's not a good way to think of it, that I want them to stick around. But I need stuff to replace it with. So any suggestions? How do you source high-end stuff? Or is it just a crapshoot? Is it just, if you happen to come across high-end stuff, you happen to come across it, and if you don't, you don't? Or do you have a specific way that you source the higher-end goods? And then next up on B3, it's a Pyrex B123 vintage. Here we go, right there. I think this is in the gold butterfly line, if I'm not mistaken. It's got a little bit of a, it's not damage. That's a factory defect actually in the print. But besides that, it's in really great condition, but it's not a great pattern. So $5.99 plus shipping. And then last up, it is on B5, Farberware, 450, 450A, 455N, all the above heating element replacement. And I got $24.99 free shipping for that one. And how I'll ship this is I'll probably put it in a poly bag, but I'll just slap 2 pieces of cardboard on either side with it. So it'll kind of be like a box and bag, and that'll be enough to keep it from getting damaged in shipping, I hope and I think. Yeah, like I said, parting out those Farberwares, should have done that from in the first place. I'll probably at this point go ahead and pull the other one apart just because it seems to be going so well, and, you know, replace the cord I just sold, replace the element that I just sold. That makes more sense, because between these two, that adds up to basically the price of this whole thing over here, and it takes a fraction of the time to ship. And also because the listings are already generated and multi-quantity, I just have to pull that one apart and click more, like just add quantity. So that's going to be great. I'm excited about that, because I started to stop sourcing them. I stopped buying them because I was like, I got 2 sitting around. Why would I buy anymore? I'm going to buy the heck out of these this summer. I live in casserole country. I live in middle America country. These things are, these Farberware grills, they're a dime a dozen. I find them all the time. So this is going to be great. I'm going to pick up 10 of them this summer. That might be a overestimate, but who cares? Who's going to go back and check me? And that right there will bring us to the tip of the day. And the tip of the day is one that I have no proof that this works, but I feel deep in my bones that it is a good idea, and it's something I do religiously. Now imagine you have something in this container, never mind the snowmobiles flying by my front yard, and you want this side up. If you write on that box, this end up, your carrier has no obligation, has probably no desire, and in some cases, probably out of spite, will not do as you request. So something I do is I make the label dictate where my box is going to be, because something they do have to do constantly is scan the box. They got to scan it on the truck, scan it off the truck, all the above, scan it on your porch, all those kinds of things. So if you put the label positioned in the way where the box needs to be, whatever way you want, so say you want it to be this side up, okay? So you would put the label, boom, right there. They're not going to put this down because it's going to be a pain in their butt to have to scan it. And they want it available in the truck so that they can scan it. Now, say you have 2 directions that it's possibly okay. So let me write on this real quick. Say it's okay if this is the top, or it's also okay if this is the top. Then just make sure the label is facing where it's read this way, or if they're lying down, it's still read this way, not like this, because then they're going to put this as the top when they lay it down. And again, I have 0 proof, 0 confirmation that that works, but I believe it. I believe that it works. I could ask my carrier, maybe, you know, I might get an answer, but what is one answer across the thousands of carriers out there? But I honestly believe that works. And the part that makes me continue doing it, whether it works or not, it takes 0 effort. It takes 0 extra time. It's just when you're putting on the label, you just go, okay, but you just have to use your brain for 1 second, realize what side you might want the top to be, which I would say 75 to 80% of the time, I do not care which end is up. It almost never matters. Mostly the only time I care about it is stuff like this, because you just don't want it traveling upside down for long periods of time, jostling around, because then all the things that are attached to the bottom are now hanging like a bat in a cave. So that's not ideal. So let me know if you have any tricks that you use that you aren't even sure if they work, but it's something you do all the time. Just give me one of your best tips. fire them back at me. I give you guys one about once a week. Why don't you fire one back at me? What's something you do on your package regularly? I heard the other day that some people actually, I was watching Cat Nurse Flipper's live stream last Tuesday, and they were talking about bubble in or bubble out, as in the bubbly side of your bubble wrap. Do you put that in towards the package or out towards the box? And that thought has never even crossed my mind. I don't know if there'd be any benefit to one or the other. I don't know. I honestly, I can't think of if that would, but everyone on the panel and a bunch of people in the chat all had a specific way they did it. And it would never even crossed my mind. The bubble wrap goes on whichever way it's in my hand. Sometimes it'll crisscross. I'll have, if I gotta make a double wide piece, one will be bubble up and one will be bubble down. I've never even thought of it. Well, that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.